Hi everybody, Radical Gardener. Well, I'm in the lime green kitchen, which I just touched up before the house goes up for sale. And boy, it has just been dark and dreary. I am not going to hang out here for 6 months in this dark dreariness. Sorry, folks. Those days are over. I feel too good. I want to be out and about. Okay, so I want to talk about this article that a friend of mine, he's an engineer, that he sent me today, and it's entitled "The Physical Impossibility of Renewable Energy Meeting the Paris Accord Goals." It's a fantastic article, very just common sense. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. I guess Mark Mills, well, let's see. Let me just read it to you and then I'll give you the details. Mark Mills has a new report in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal entitled, "If You Want Renewable Energy, Get Ready to Dig." That points out the physical impossibility of renewable energy, mainly wind and solar power, and battery storage transitioning the world to a new energy economy. The transition would require the biggest expansion in mining the world has seen and would produce huge quantities of waste. Wind turbines, solar panels, and storage batteries are made from non-renewable materials that wear out and must be decommissioned, generating millions of tons of waste. For example, to meet the Paris Accord benchmarks, the solar power required by 2050 would result in the disposal of solar panels equivalent to over double the tonnage of the world's current plastic waste. And California's banning plastic straws. Can you stand this already? Unbelievable. According to Mark Mills, building one wind turbine requires 900 tons of steel, 2,500 tons of concrete, and 45 tons of non-recyclable plastic, and solar power requires even more cement, steel, glass, and other metals, notably rare earth minerals. Global demand for rare earth minerals would need to increase by between 300% and 1,000% by 2050 to meet the Paris renewable goals. These minerals are generally mined in nations with oppressive labor practices, and for more information on rare earth minerals, refer to this recent IER post. So I will put these links below. Furthermore, mining and manufacturing require the consumption of fossil fuels. To supply half the world's electricity using wind turbines would require nearly 2 billion tons of coal to produce the concrete and steel, and 2 billion barrels of oil to make the blades. Are you getting this? And most, over 90% of the world's solar panels are built in Asia with electric power heavily fueled by coal. So let's pollute the planet more. Fossil fuels versus renewables. Fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, and coal supply 84% of the world's energy, a share that has decreased only modestly from 87% 2 decades ago. Over those 2 decades, total world energy use rose by 50%, an amount equal to adding 2 entire United States worth of demand. Okay, the small percentage point decline in the fossil fuel share of world energy use required over $2 trillion in cumulative global spending on alternatives over that period. In contrast, wind, solar, and batteries provide about 2% of today's world's energy. Despite the dichotomy, developers of the Green New Deal and others want you to believe that renewable technologies will replace fossil fuels and can do so rapidly, even within the next 10 years. Renewable energy, wind and solar power, do not have the combination of low cost, high energy density, stability, safety, and portability of fossil fuels. For example, if one spends 1 million on utility scale wind turbines or solar panels over 30 years of operation, each of them would produce about 50 million kilowatt hours, while an equivalent 1 million spent on a shale rig produces enough natural gas over 30 years to generate more than 300 million kilowatt hours, over 6 times as much energy. Listen, I'm not a fan of fracking, but if we're going to talk about the most amount for the least amount of effort, their graphs here are really impressive too. They've got a total 30-year electricity production from 1 million in hardware, wind turbines, solar arrays, and shale wells. So they have, again, I will put these links below, but they have they have some pretty nice graphs that are really easy to read. Okay, batteries. In the new energy economy, batteries are a major feature both to store electricity for the grid and to power electric vehicles. Because the wind does not always blow, right? Trump always says that. And the sun does not always shine. Hello, solar minimum. So we want to go over to solar panels during a solar minimum? Really? Is that what we want to do? Okay. And the sun does not always shine. Batteries would be needed to provide backup power for wind turbines and solar panels. But the sheer magnitude of what would be required is mind-boggling. For example, the 5 billion Tesla Gigafactory in Nevada is currently the world's biggest battery manufacturing facility, and its total annual production would store just 3 months worth of annual U.S. electricity demand. Therefore, to manufacture enough batteries to store 2 days worth of U.S. electricity demand would require almost 1,000 years of gigafactory production. About 60 pounds of batteries are needed to store the energy equivalent in 1 pound of fossil fuels. For every 1 pound of batteries produced, 50 to 100 pounds of lithium, copper, nickel, graphite, rare earths, and cobalt are mined and processed. Thus, a failure of batteries for electric vehicles and backup energy for the grid would require mining gigatons more materials, as well as gigatons of materials needed to manufacture wind turbines and solar panels. Lithium battery production today accounts for about 40% of lithium mining and 25% of cobalt mining. In an all-battery future, global mining would have to expand by more than 200% for copper, by a minimum of 500% for lithium, graphite, and rare earths, and far more for cobalt. Comparing batteries to gasoline and oil. A single electric car battery weighs about 1,000 pounds, and manufacturing it requires mining and processing over 500,000 pounds of raw materials. Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. Do you know that? Get rid of those suckers. Using, where's my other page? Here we go. Where is it? Using batteries. Okay, here we are. In the new energy economy, batteries are a major feature both to store electricity for the grid and to power electric vehicles. Because the wind does not always blow and the sun does not always... Are we back to the same thing? What happened? I'm missing a page. You guys. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry about that. I just don't know what happened. It's probably still sitting in my stupid printer. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. So we're just going to go up here. And sorry if I'm repeating myself a little bit. Okay. So About 60 pounds of batteries are needed to store the energy equivalent in 1 pound of fossil fuels. For every 1 pound of batteries produced, 50 to 100 pounds of lithium, copper, nickel, graphite, rare earths, and cobalt are mined and processed. Okay, we talked about that. All right, so here it says about $200,000 worth of Tesla batteries weighing over 20,000 pounds are needed to store the energy equivalent of 1 barrel of oil. A barrel of oil weighs 300 pounds and can be stored in a $20 tank. Even an unlikely 200% improvement in lithium battery economics and technology would not close the gap. Conclusion. The Green New Deal and a new energy economy are not physically possible despite what America's politicians believe and what is promoted in the media. The sooner they come to grips with reality, the better for U.S. citizens, many of whom naively believe their patter. If I can only, how many times, I started to get in a conversation with somebody and you just go, how do you think the electric car is, powered? I mean, where do you think the power plant is? I mean, it's like, please. Okay. So, the Green New Deal and the new energy economy are not physically possible despite what America's politicians believe and what is promoted in the media. The sooner they come to grips with reality, the better for U.S. citizens, many of whom naively believe their patter. All right, so recognizing it now means acknowledging the challenges and searching for solutions to those problems. That's right, real solutions. Just wanted to share that with you. I'm a gardener. Of course I want everything green. Of course I don't want any pollution. Of course I want I want this to be a beautiful, green, friendly planet, taking care of our Earth Mother. But the way that we're being told to do it would be catastrophic. So I just wanted to share this. I think most of you probably already know this, but it's great to have these facts and to have these numbers. And so I will include that below. And it's always nice to have that in your arsenal, when somebody is, when you start to get into that debate and you say, okay, read this and get back to me, right? Okay. Did I say what today is? So you probably can't really see my blonde hair. I keep trying to show off my blonde hair, you guys. I mean, come on. If we're talking about renewable, let's talk about my hair. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. I'm just having fun with you. It looks like they're going to come and film our house on Monday. So we're getting closer. And I touched up any kind of the, Leaky paint that was around the house and, continue to clean. So that's going on. I'm really excited. I really am. I'm not sad about leaving here. I'm really not. I'm ready. My husband's getting there. Like, he's getting there. He doesn't move as fast as I do. I'm a gypsy. It doesn't matter to me where I live. And I'm really adaptable. And I know how to do this now. And not only that, but I'm going to do it better. Because there's a lot I learned. This garden taught me a lot. So I'm really, really excited. Yeah. And let's see. I got a wonderful note from a gal that when I was talking about that dandelion tincture, she said it's not a tincture at all. I don't remember what she called it. It's in the remarks on that video, but she is definitely right. And so I'm going to do some more research on that, because that would be a great topic. What are the difference between tinctures and all these different remedies and the herbal remedies and what's the difference, and so she says tincture is the one that you stabilize with alcohol. I actually know that. It's just something I didn't put together. So but whatever it is, it's helping my husband, and that's the formula I gave you with the dandelion. He is getting better so much faster, and maybe I should I want to show you what he's taking. He's doing that, but Dr. Snell, my colleague, I took this for a long time, it really helped me, but she's having him do this, it's 1 scoop a day, and it's by Metagenics, so you probably have to have your practitioner order it for you. But it's Ultralin Flam X plus 360. This is what it looks like right here. And I mean, everything's in here. It's just crazy what's in here. Look at all this. So I mean, and you know, he was still having pain and we couldn't figure it out. He's been on the C60 for a long time. And then, you know, we went to Dr. Snell and, you know, he said, listen, let's really look at him. Because he doesn't go like I go, you know. We could have solved this a while back, but whatever. So anyway, she did all the testing on him. She said leaky gut. And she said, that's the reason he's so sore. And, you know, and in so much pain. And he was just getting worse all the time. And so now, he told me yesterday, wow, the pain's going away. That is like mega for my husband. Mega, you know. So, and what has he been taking this? 3 weeks? I mean, that's, to me, that's so fast, you know, because you're not taking a pill that's going to instantly heal you, right? Because there's no such thing. But anyway, yeah, so that's great. And, you know, he'll feel, you know, up for a move because he'll feel like he can handle it. I mean, it's a big deal to move. Anyway, okay, that's enough out of me. Love you all. Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. You know I'm sending you a ton of love. You know I am. And you guys, you have a good one. I hope the sun is shining where you're at because it's not shining here. Okay, see you later. Bye.